Hello and welcome to the APMA podcast. It's your boy Lozzy, and I'm telling you. By the way, it's gonna be a solo one. Move past that. I'm barely hanging on. I'm gonna be honest. You could probably hear it in my voice, my nasally, shitty voice. Of course, something. I don't know what it is. Not happy. I went to the gym this morning, and my throat this morning was feeling a bit raspy. To be fair, it was feeling a bit iffy yesterday, but I didn't have as bad. Like, my nose is just continuously running. It's not like to the point where I can't breathe through it, but I do have to give it one of them every 30 seconds, so enjoy that. Now, the reason I'm doing the podcast solo today is Jordan's at work and Dan's, I'm assuming Dan's, I don't really know what Dan does. I think he's training to be an electrician, so he's training to be an electrician. They're both not free right now. I'm recording this in the middle of the day because I don't know how long my throat is going to last. Not like that, you dirty asshole. By the way, I've got a tea. This is unprecedented. If you're listening to this, obviously you wouldn't have seen it, but I've got a tea in my hand. It is a herbal tea. A little bit of honey in there just to alleviate the throat pain, you know? Jesus Christ. That sounded like a backward fart, didn't it? Yeah, so I've got a bit of pain in my throat. And I thought, best to do a podcast now and not miss the Thursday upload, rather than chance it and see how I feel later on. Because obviously we do aim to do a Thursday live stream of the podcast around 6 o'clock. So, yeah, it's now about midday. And that tea is going to help me no end in this podcast. But yeah, well, if you were expecting a live stream, sorry. But anyway, I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is baby names. Now, don't worry, I'm not about to drop any fucking news. It just interested me purely because of some of the names that fly around nowadays, and I was interested to see, and it's linked kind of to what today. I was meant to go and see my good friend Dan. I've mentioned him on the podcast quite a few times. He helps me train. He just had a child, or his partner has just had a child. They're still, pretty traditional. And I was meant to go and see their child, Jack, today. Classic name, Jack. Underrated. I feel like, that is a name that's slowly not dying out because it's still around, but you don't hear as many Jacks being, kind of birthed into existence anymore. But his name's Jack, and I was going to go see him today. I was meant to. And I said to myself, I really don't want my first meeting of the baby Jack to be marred by the fact I've given him a cold. So, I made the adult decision to say, look, let's try and reschedule it. I want to see Jack, but I don't want to give anyone anything they shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Because that's just not a good vibe at all. Turn up at someone's house, just had a newborn, sneezing everywhere, runny nose, raspy throat. Not great. I'm going to go in for another swig, hang on. But anyway, linked back in, I wondered what baby names, or if any, were banned. I had a good idea of which ones would probably be banned. There's a certain one from the Second World War on the Germany side I can think of, and I was right. Spoiler. But yeah, I was interested. I just saw an article about banned baby names. People apparently still try to call their children these names to the point where the authorities have to ban them. Fair play. If you're trying to push the envelope, you're trying to skate along the edge of being edgy, by trying to call your child Adolf Hitler. I mean, I think it should be allowed. Fuck it. I think it should be allowed. You know, if you trying to bring your child up as the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler and all the values and, you know, seriously, that's what they stood for, and you try and get them to aspire to be like Adolf Hitler, maybe not. But just the name, maybe the tash, I think I could probably get down with that. Maybe just for a Halloween. I don't know. I don't have kids, so it's hard. It's been a great question to ask Dan. Would you be prepared to let your kid have the name Adolf Hitler and have them dress up as Adolf Hitler every now and again? I don't know. Maybe my opinion would change. But yeah, so we're going to look at some of them. But the main part of the podcast is I did a couple of bouts of doom scrolling the other day. And I came across some people it was a repost of something on TikTok. Now there's quite a few creators on TikTok that post meals that they've made and the process they get to, like showing them off and saying how, you know, how proud they are and how impressive they are. Now there's a part of me that's like, oh well, they're doing that for, you know, shits and gigs. They're doing that to take the piss out of themselves, because there's no way they clearly think this is a good dish. But there is, without doubt, a couple of people who genuinely feel like they've mastered the culinary arts by cooking a fucking couple of sausages with what looks like fucking dehydrated piss, with a couple of shreds of carrot and maybe a dollop of smash instant mashed potato. If you've never had smash, you've missed out. Honestly, that is a scientific miracle. How that powdered mashed potato gets turned into mashed potato. It's not as good as fresh mashed potato. Nothing is, let's be honest. But that is a scientific phenomenon in my mind. I will just apologise if I feel a little bit or seem a little bit lacking of energy. I did drive 12 hours yesterday. I delivered a scooter in Portsmouth. So it took me about 5 hours to get there. Traffic was shit on the way there and on the way back. M25. Need I say more? It's days like that where I was like, I really fucking despise the fact that I spent thousands of pounds learning how to drive. This is the end product. I'm sat in a fucking queue for like 10 miles on the M25. Just like, genuinely would be quicker if I crawled. Fuck it. Walking's out of the table. I'll fucking crawl. I don't give a shit. Sorry. Look, I know you didn't come here for that. Right, let's get into these baby names. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the main part of the pod will be talking about some horrific dishes that people clearly think are brilliant. But yeah, it's just not the one. It's just the confidence that they have to produce that and say, look what I've produced. Isn't it amazing? And you look at it and you go, I would actually be concerned if I shat that out. Like, if I looked at the toilet and saw something that resembled the plate that you've just made, I'd go to the doctor. Honestly, I fucking would. And I hate the doctors. Oh, another swig of the tea. Oh. I will just say, don't know if anyone's noticed. Obviously, audio listeners won't have, unless, you know, you've got some fucking ridiculous power and can see vision through audio. I don't know. I've had my teeth professionally cleaned. They did need a good little clean up. They did. So, you know what I mean? Look at that. I don't know if you've got like a photo to compare it to or a video. Maybe go to the last couple of podcasts. But I did have like shit teeth, Keith. Yeah. But they look a lot better. I'm grateful I went. It was 75 quid, but it was well spent. It was private dentist, private, I couldn't be waiting fucking, 45 months to be on NHS dentist. I couldn't be asked. Just, I paid the 75, all right? Jesus Christ. Let's have a look at these fat baby names. Fucking hell. Some of them are actually quite surprising. I need to know more about, because these are US specific. I couldn't find any specifically for the UK only. There's a couple on this list further down that specify what ones are banned in the UK. There's a couple on there. But I'd imagine that they'd probably share quite a lot with the United States, I guess. I don't know. Right. Banned baby names. So offensive, they're illegal to use, but people still try. So, where are the US ones? That's what... Oh, yeah. So, some states also limit the number of characters that can be used, as well as the inclusion of pictograms, obscenity, foreign characters, symbols, emojis, or any offensive language. I mean, you can't really name something with an emoji, can you? That's not going to work, surely. I don't know. Oh dear. In Kentucky, parents can name their child anything they want, while in California, they're not permitted to use accents. However, the Golden State still allows parents to include hyphens and apostrophes in their baby names, as Elon Musk and Grimes showed when naming their child. Oh, remember this. XAEA12. I still don't really know what that means today. I suppose if I looked it up, what does that mean? I don't know. Can I be fucked? Probably not. I'm dying. While very few specific names have been banned across the United States, there's still a good number on its list, with these including... Okay, so you cannot call your child these in America, okay? King. I actually don't think... I don't understand that one. Like, as far as I'm aware, there's no king or queen of America. Because the next one you can't be called is queen. Jesus Christ. You can't be called Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking hell. You can't call your kid Jesus Christ in America. Oh, my fucking nose, man. It's running like shit. That's what I mean. How was that for an ASMR? I mean, it did sound like I literally just went through a black hole. Oh, dear. You can't call your kid Jesus Christ. You can't do it. It is banned. Do I think it should be banned? No. I'd fucking go for it. I mean, there'll probably be quite a few Christians that kick off. And, well, anyone that really believes that Jesus existed and did what he did will probably kick off that you're calling your kid the Son of Christ. The Son of Christ? The Son of God. Jesus Christ. I got it wrong. But they'll be annoyed that I even use Jesus Christ's name in vain. The next one, I don't really... is 3 in Roman numerals. You cannot call your kid 3 in Roman numerals in America. Or is it III, or is it lowercase LLL? Because some places, I don't really get that. Who knows? It's that kind of an enigma name that no one really knows if it's banned or not, because we haven't actually fully decided what the name is that they're banning. So it's either the number 3 written in Roman numerals, or III, capital III, or lowercase LLL. I would imagine it's not LLL, because we've already got LL Cool J, and that's only one L extra. You know what I mean? So his first name is LL. Just saying. This makes sense. You can't call your kid Santa Claus. Not allowed. This, for me, is as bad as Jesus Christ, because people will say there's evidence that Jesus existed, But did he do the things he did? Who knows? Oh, that's where I'm going to leave that debate. Santa Claus. We all know, if there's any kids watching, first of all, what the fuck are you doing? Secondly, where are your parents? Apologies if you're adopted. Or you're in a home of some sort without parents. Yeah. I do apologise, but it's bad. But if you're listening to this, please just don't, because I won't be improving your life at all. But Santa Claus doesn't exist, so I don't see what the problem is in calling your child Santa Claus, personally, but there we go. I don't know if this is true in the UK, so you might still be able to call your kid Santa Claus in the UK. Majesty. Again, don't really understand. This is US specific. As far as I'm aware, there are no king, queen, or anyone you actually address as Majesty in the US. So what? The next one we did talk about very briefly. Adolf Hitler. Can't call your kid Adolf Hitler in America. I mean, the land of the free doesn't let you call your kid Adolf Hitler. There you go. I mean, I've already said, maybe just naming your kid for a couple of days a year Adolf Hitler, that's funny to me. Probably shouldn't have a kid. Messiah. I guess this is probably linked to Jesus Christ. You can't call your kid Messiah. Some religious context on that one. I'm so sorry. It's either this. So maybe it's better they just didn't release a podcast today. It's either this or we don't really make one, because I don't think I'm making tonight. Jesus Christ. You can't call your child at. Imagine that. At gmail.com. Great. Fantastic email address. At gmail.com. Can't call your kid at. 1069. Right, okay, I'm gonna have to Google what happened in 1069. Oh, I pressed undo, which is not great. What the fuck? What happened in 1069? Did someone invade America? Is that why they're getting salty about it? Can't call your kid the year of the invasion? No. Who died in 1069? No one gives a fuck. Honestly, it's not that deep, bro. It's not that deep. Hang on. Why can't you call your kid 1069 in America? This is a learning journey. Oh, is it just because you can't have numbers? So they've just picked 1069 as an example of that. If that's like they've just pulled the number 1069 out of their ass as an example as why you can't use purely numbers in a name in the US, that's fucking stupid. Okay? I'm just putting it out there. That's fucking stupid. Shit journalism. I mean, this isn't the cutting edge of journalism. Let's be honest. Sorry, Daily Mirror. Sorry. I'm sorry, but it's not. Jesus. But the United States isn't the only country in the world to have banned certain baby names, as the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and China, among others, have too. List of names illegal across the world. So these are international. Okay, let's move on to the international ones. Chief Maximus, New Zealand. A lot of these I'm going to have to Google because I ain't got a fucking clue. Chief Maximus? Why Chief Maximus? Who's that? No idea. Why? I mean, you would have thought if I put the name Chief Maximus in Google, it'd bring up Chief Maximus. But it has not. Well, there is a Chief Maximus. Oh, is it a cartoon? Right. I'm going to read you something out of context, right? And I think this is about a cartoon. Maximus is a white blood cell and a former chief in the city of Christine. He served as the secondary antagonist of an out-of-body experience, part 1 and 2. He is voiced by Rob Paulson. That's the top. That is the top, tippity top search result from searching Chief Maximus. So New Zealand, what the fuck? Why are you not letting people call their kid Chief Maximus? Mexico have got an absolute disdain for RoboCop. You cannot call your kid RoboCop. New Zealand again, sex fruit. You cannot call your kid sex fruit. Why the fuck you want to do that? I don't know. Saudi Arabia have gone absolutely full in on the boomers. Linda. You can't call your kid Linda in Saudi Arabia. Why? It'd be great if they told you why you couldn't call your kid Linda. I mean, not that you would, because, you know, why would you nowadays call your kid Linda? It's basically just a placeholder for Karen, let's be honest. Arabia. Why no one calls their kid Linda in Saudi Arabia? I would love just a sentence. Love a sentence. Oh, okay. Is it because a religious figure called their child Linda, or a version of Linda, so you can't rename that out of respect? I don't know. Again, look, I'm not feeling great. I don't give that much of a shit to read about it. I'm being real. You know? I'm being real. As far as I can tell, it's because there is a respected religious figure that named their kid Linda, so you can't call your kid Linda out of respect or something similar. Any Saudi Arabians that watch, not that I would imagine you do, let us know. You can't call your kid Snake in Malaysia. Hate snakes. Snakes on a plane did not do well in Malaysia. You can't call your kid in Italy Friday. That is strange. You can't call your kid Islam in China. Bit racist. You can't call your kid Sarah in Morocco. Okay, these are all fucking weird. The next one kind of, you probably don't really need to, know why. You can't call your kid Osama bin Laden. That's in Germany. Not allowed. Interestingly enough, Adolf Hitler is not on this list for Germany. So I'd imagine it probably is illegal. You can't do the Nazi salute in Germany, which, you understand why. Feelings are still a bit tetchy there. And to be honest, across most of the world about Hitler's reign of dictatorship. You can't call your kid Metallica in Sweden. So maybe Metallica have absolutely doubled down in Sweden. Was like, no, you are not calling your kid Metallica. We've got a trade name on Metallica. All right, trademark on Metallica. Don't fuck around. Can't call your kid Prince William in France. Why would you? Interestingly enough, you might be able to call your kid Prince Andrew. You can't call your kid Devil in Japan. You can't call your kid Blue in Italy. You can't call your kid... Okay, you can't call your kid Circumcision in Mexico. I fucking rate Circumcision as a name. I don't know about anyone else. Fucking sick name. What's your name? Circumcision. Fucking cuts right where it hurts. You can't call your kid Quran in China. I see a bit of a pattern here. I'm not alleging anything at the Chinese. I'm just saying the two banned words or names that have cropped up happen to be linked with a certain religion. I'm just saying. Oh, what the fuck is this? Sweden, you cannot call your kid BRF XXCC XXMN PCCCCC LLL MN. No, MMN PRX VCL MN CKSSQL BB 11116. No, 11116. That's in Sweden. Right. Can't call your kid Harriet in Iceland. You can't. This is the first one I've seen from the United Kingdom, and this is weak. This is weak, right? You can't call your kid cyanide in the UK. That's shit. Oh, fuck it. Oh, I'll call my kid crystal meth. You saying I can't call my kid crystal meth? You saying I can't call my kid fucking speed? I mean, cyanide's not really on the same bar as, crystal meth, but, just let people call the kids what they want. You can't call your kid Monkey in Denmark. You can't call your kid Thor in Portugal. You can't call your kid 007 in Malaysia. You can't call your kid Griezmann Mbappe in France. I mean, fucking hell, they won a World Cup. I don't mean your fucking name gets scratched from the record. It gets immortalised because people can't fucking call their kids that anymore. That's fucking ridiculous. You can't call your kid Griezmann Mbappe. Stupid. What the fuck? Tallulah does the hula from Hawaii. You can't name your kid that in New Zealand. But if you are attempting to name your kid that in New Zealand, you are high on DMT, got fucking IV drip of fucking bath salts. You can't call your kid Bridge in Norway. You can't call your kid Anal in New Zealand. Missing out. You can't call your kid Nutella in France. Wolf in Spain. Tom in Portugal. That's harsh. Camilla in Iceland. Judas in Switzerland. Okay. Duke in Australia. Some very weird ones there. I don't understand why many of them are not allowed. There's a couple. Oh, that's fucking cold now. Should have drunk it fucking quicker. Anyway, that's enough with the fucking baby names. Look, I'll just give you just an example of the absolute minefield that you have with trying to name your kid. You can't call your kid Griezmann Mbappe in France. It's not fair. It's not fair. All right, remove that. Let's get on to looking at some horrific fucking dishes, shall we? Oh, my days. Some of these. And I'm going to kick off the first one, right? You know when you look at a product, a finished product, this, well-tested, people love it. People love it across the world. And you think to yourself, I can improve that. I can make that better. I sometimes think that people are too aspirational. There used to be a poster at my school saying the words, and I remember this, because even back then, I was a pessimistic little shit. It said, you can't aim too high, and it had like a sky full of stars on it. You can't aim too high. And I was like, that's bullshit. And I knew that at year 6. I don't even know how old I was at year 6, but I remember I was in year 6. You can't. Sometimes you're just not even on the same plane of existence when it comes to what you think you have the potential to do, especially given the source material of what you're trying to improve has already hit pretty fucking good heights itself, right? So, first one. Someone thought they'd improve Oreos by frying them. That honestly looks like fucking shit. And not just, you know, it's a specific type of shit that looks like. That looks like fucking horse shit. That is, to me, horse shit. Why the fuck would you fry an Oreo? Why? I mean, it says here that they did it during quarantine. COVID was a tough time. It was, but I don't ever remember being in the mindset, the quandary, the dark fucking just depths, abyss, place of limbo. I don't ever remember being in that frame of mind where I was like, do you know what? I'm going to fry Oreos. Do you know why? Because I hadn't been diagnosed as having retardation. I just hadn't had it yet. Maybe this person's had it. I don't know. But that, to me, that is just one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in my life. You're taking something that's already, it's a mass-produced fucking biscuit. Let's be honest. But it's good. It's fucking good. The reason why they sell so well is because they're liked because of how they taste. They've formulated everything. Everything's consistent. Everything works. Everything tastes nice. But it all comes together in one package. And this person's gone, do you know what? Fuck it all. I'm going to improve it. So the next one, I can't really explain that or, add anything to that. 2, this is fried chicken that someone put on Rate My Plate. I mean, it's not fried. It's not. But, well, it might have touched a fryer for maybe a few seconds, but it's not done much good to the chicken. If you are listening, firstly, I do implore you to come and watch this episode just because you do get a better visual understanding of what the fuck is going on. But I'll explain it to you. Basically, this chicken is raw. There's some sort of coating on the outside, but mainly the chicken is raw. The coating on the outside is kind of like peeled away or slipped off the chicken. The chicken's fucking raw. You could literally, if you just took all the breadcrumb shit off and put it back in the packet, sealed it, put it on the fucking shelves at Tesco, Sainsbury's, wherever you shop, someone would pick that up thinking that it was fresh. That's how bad it is. Ice cream sandwich. Now, I like ice cream sandwiches, right? But I don't like the thought of putting ice cream in a literal, like what we use bread-wise for a sandwich. Ice cream sandwich is like 2 biscuit slices with ice cream in the middle or 2 wafers with ice cream in the middle. Putting ice cream literally in 2 slices of bread, that is fucking hard drive check territory. That is 100% red dot on a map. Confirmed. Has to tell neighbours, where they came from, what they've done, how many years in prison they spent for touching kids. That is 100% the outcome for me. There's no redeeming quality about putting ice cream in the middle of 2 slices of bread. There's not. Firstly, the texture is going to be horrific, right? You're going to get the creaminess of the ice cream will just be ruined by the mushiness and stodginess of the bread. The whole idea of an ice cream sandwich is that there's... Look, I don't want to get I don't want to get Gordon Ramsay on your ear, but texture does matter, okay? If you're adding 2 things together to improve the overall thing, it has to be worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. I managed to save it. Oh, what genius. Yeah, ice cream sandwiches like that could fuck off. Apparently, this is homemade Jell-O. Now, for the audio listeners, again, I'll try my best to describe it. First of all, it's not Jello. It's not jelly. Okay, it resembles nothing of either of those products. It looks to have separated at the bottom. So the top is like a watery orange substance, and then the bottom looks like there's some pinky fucking almost sand looking fatty shit. And then maybe a couple of strands of fucking, I don't know. Honestly, it looks like COVID in a jar. That's what it looks like. Watery COVID. No one wants that. No one wants that. Fucking rank. Dumplings from Hell. This is titled as, and it's not too far off it. I've never cooked dumplings. Never had the joy of doing so. I don't even know if it would bring me joy, to be honest. Anyone who's cooked dumplings before, let us know. Is it that joyful? This guy or this woman has decided to cremate the dumplings in a fine ceremony in a pan. The pan looks like it's on fire. It looks like it's on fire. There is actual glowing embers in the pan. So that's going to be one crispy, dry as fuck dumpling. And I don't understand. I mean, some of these posts you would think are just for attention, like they're meant to be on purpose, really shit. Because you'd like to think that, because unless someone's just put these on, a hob or a stove, whatever it may be, and just forgot about it, just forgot they even exist, fair enough. But if someone's like, came in every couple of minutes to check on him or stood around whilst they were cooking, and that's the end result, do not have children. Do not have pets. Do not have any responsibility in your life. Because if that's how a dumpling ends up, can you imagine the amount of damage this person could preside over if they had pets and kids? You can just imagine, like, they've got 2 kids, both of them end up being fucking school shooters, 100%. A dog's going to attack someone every time the postman comes, attacking people. It's just a recipe, dare I say it, for disaster. Those dumplings are fucked, and so is the person's ability to have kids, hopefully. Firstly, this one is called licorice cake. Firstly, I would like to say fuck licorice. It's even a shite word to try and say. I mean, most words are shit for me to say, but licorice really does take the cake. I'm gonna kill myself. I might not even have to. I might just fucking drop dead tonight, because I don't feel that great, to be honest. I'm just drinking fucking cold tea now. That's really not fucking nice when it's cold. Ugh. So this is meant to be a licorice cake. This is, for audio listeners, obviously people who are watching this will see what a fucking monstrosity this is. Clearly. Ugh. If you're listening. Okay. If you've ever watched Alien, or any, to be honest, I think most of the Alien franchise films have the face huggers in them. I can't remember being specific, but Prometheus has them in. Aliens, obviously, or Alien has it in. Definitely those two. Imagine the sort of thing you would expect the face hugger to come out of. That is what is in front of you. Like, that thing only births things that will drive up onto your face and fucking kill you. It's horrific. It looks like it's got some, like, cream of some sort sprayed around the outside. It just looks awful. Gonorrhea nodules, dirty noodles, fucking disgusting. Looks like it's got pus coming out of the top of it, sprinkled with, blackheads. It just doesn't look appealing at all. If you've never seen, or know anything about the face huggers, I'll tell you what, fuck it, right? I'll get a picture of a face hugger up on the screen. This is not going to help people audio, so why the fuck am I bothering? I'll get it up on the screen anyway, face hugger, because if people watching don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it on the screen to see what you think. Good pictures of a face hugger. Oh, there you go. There you go. Let's pop that on the screen. I'm pretty sure that is fucking right on. That's a great comparison, in my opinion. Look at that. Look at that. That is literally, I'll tell you now, the difference between those, that and that, to me, look exactly the same. There's no difference. Sorry, audio listeners, if you are, still confused, you're going to have to watch this bit. I can't explain it any better. I feel like I've done a good enough job trying to explain it. But yeah, that's maybe the licorice cake. Why the fuck you'd make a cake including licorice in it, I don't know. It's fucking... That stuff is fucking shit. Disgusting, vile, insert other fucking word for shite fucking... It's not even a sweet, man. It don't even taste nice. Whoever likes licorice fucking hates themselves. Fucking hates themselves. I get really upset because licorice should not be a sweet. And as a fat kid and a fat guy, like, I hate seeing fucking things that aren't nice being quoted as being nice by other people. This is a picture of a loaf of bread that someone tried to make using only flour and water. It looks like they've made the world's biggest eraser or rubber. That might just be the densest object I've ever seen in my life. I reckon if you punch that, I reckon you'd time travel back in time. That's how strong and how dense that creation is. You punch that, you either put yourself into paralysis or you go back in time. There's the only two options. Imagine trying to eat that. Honestly, it'd be like trying to eat fucking... just like... the thickest, dirtiest, densest piece of shit you've ever chomped on. Honestly, tell you what it looks like. Tofu. Vegans, vegetarians, do not be mad at me. It looks a little bit like tofu. It does. Or anything soy-based. Oh, look at my fucking soy chicken tenders, mate. Yeah, they look disgusting, mate. They look disgusting. I just said to myself, don't go on a rant about vegan products. But I'm fucking doing it, okay? I'm fucking doing it. I'm going off the rails. I don't feel good. My fucking throat is raspy. I'm fucking sneezing and sniffling. I'm drinking cold fucking tea. Don't even like tea. This is unprecedented to have a now cold but formerly hot drink in my hand. But apparently it helps. That's what they said about the COVID vaccine. Enough about that. Enough. I'm not talking about that. Jesus Christ. Vegans and vegetarians. You're all lumped into one on this. Okay, so you, for whatever reason, do not want to have chicken or any meat products. Fine. If you don't agree with the way that, meat is treated, or you don't agree eating animals, or you just don't like it, I tell you what, there's one absolutely fine case, in my opinion, for being a vegan or vegetarian. Okay? You don't like the taste of meat, in my opinion, is the only respectable reason why you should be a vegan or a vegetarian. If you don't like the way that animals are treated, you need to get a fucking grip. I'm not saying we should be going out there and fucking kicking animals in the head until they die and then consume them. Okay? But unfortunately, there is a fucking food chain. Okay, I don't want to be the guy to talk about this, but unfortunately there's a food chain. Alright? I respect vegans who want to be vegan. You know what? Scratch that, right? If you don't like the taste of meat and you want to be vegan or vegetarian, cool. Respectable. If you want to be vegan or vegetarian because you don't agree with killing animals and you don't fucking lecture everyone else, you are also cool. I don't really have a problem with that. Do you? But if you fall into the category of lecturing people about the abuse of animals whilst you also try and eat something that is made to taste, look, and be everything that you don't agree with, you're a fucking swat. I don't understand why vegans want to try and eat shit that looks exactly like the meat counterpart. Don't get it. Don't get it. I'll never understand it. Why do you want to have a chicken burger that looks like a chicken burger? Why do you want a slab of fucking steak that isn't actually meat, but it looks exactly like meat? Oh, and it tastes kind of similar, according to the fucking, the advertisers. It tastes exactly like meat. Why the fuck would you want it to taste like meat if you don't agree with eating meat? And the argument of, oh, I want to eat nice shit, doesn't fly with me. Doesn't fly. You are either all in or you're all out. None of this half shit, alright? None of this half shit. Right? I'm not out here saying licorice is awful. It should be banned. I mean, in this case, probably I wouldn't be against it. But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't go and try and eat something that looks and tastes like licorice. And I've got no problem with licorice being in existence. I don't know the process of making it. Maybe, are humans harmed in the production of licorice? Are animals harmed? I don't know. I must admit, I'm not clued up on a lot. Right. Rant over about fucking vegan and vegetarian products. Rant over. Done. This bread looks shit. Moving on. Oh my fucking god. I hadn't even seen this one. It's someone's attempt to make a pizza. That's what we should get out of the way first, because it will save the half an hour discussion on what the fuck it's meant to be. It's meant to be a pizza. It looks like it's meant to be a pizza. I can only describe the shape as not circular. It's more of a rhombus. It doesn't look like a natural rhombus, but it's more a rhombus shape. And it looks like if you jellified and maybe liquefied ever so slightly what someone's brain looks like, and you slapped it on a dough base, pizza base, shaped like a rhombus. That is what I'm presented with. There's a bit of charring, to be kind. There's a bit of charring all the way around the edge of the pizza base, the rhombus pizza base. There's also a bit of random burning in the middle of the pizza. I'm assuming they've used cheese and tomato sauce, or tomato sauce with cheese. But it just looks like brain matter. It looks like a fucking scene out of Dexter. Like, there should be numbers, like the yellow number cards placed at varying angles and different places around that. Because it's a fucking crime. It's a crime. There's no other way to put it. That should be on CSI, Law and Order, fucking Dexter, any fucking show about crime scenes and the law and how people were murdered brutally. Any chance of that pizza having a good life? Absolutely murdered. Disgusting. There's no way. There's no way they've taken any care trying to make that. That, for me, is a perfect post of someone just going, oh, let me just try and make something that will be funny to stick on this fucking shitty app that I fucking crave attention from. I say that as I make a podcast episode. Anyway, this deconstructed spinach omelette. That's actually made me hurl. Spinach omelette. No, I'm joking. Look, I like spinach. I like omelettes. That is not an omelette. First of all, now I'm no culinary expert at all. Right? That, in my book of cooking, coming out soon, my book of cooking, fuck me in the arse. Right. In my cookbook, that is 2 fried eggs, a slice of undiagnosed infectious cheese, some, I would assume, mushrooms around the outside, and the most watery, fucking pissed looking spinach I've ever seen. I think there's a tomato in there as well, maybe a tomato that someone's literally smashed because all the seeds have come out and just put it in a frying pan. That's not an omelette. That is a fried, just gonorrhea pancake. This is one of the ones that if I shat it out, I would be so concerned. I bet you that my shit currently, even the most recent shit that I had this morning, I bet you that looks more appetizing than this. I'm not saying I'd eat it over it because, shit's bad. You're not meant to eat shit. But that doesn't look really any more appetizing. And I know what half the shit is in it. Jesus Christ. Said it again. What the fuck is this? This ribeye that had no business being in the microwave. Why the fuck are people microwaving meat? Look, it needs to be said, microwaving meat is fine sometimes. It's fine. But don't use it as the go-to to cook a steak. That looks horrific. It looks like it's been fried as well. Is it not been fried? Doesn't say. Just says microwave ribeye. That looks horrible. Like, that is overtly disgusting to look at. I'm assuming it shouldn't be fucking almost... It looks like pork, but obviously it's not because it's a ribeye steak. It looks like it's been fried because the fat has hardened up around, or like crisped up around certain parts of it. But if you serve that to me, I'd want to check where you're sourcing your meat from. Just to be that guy. So, sorry, have you served me fucking like someone's arse cheek? Like, what is this? I've said a couple of times, I don't know if I mention it again, but fuck it. If it was sustainably sourced, ethically sourced, not to sound like a vegan, I would try human. I'm just saying, I'm accountable. Oh, God. gingerbread Christmas cookies. This one, I will say, this is how bad it is that they have to put in brackets the white stuff in the picture is icing, because it looks like a bunch of badly made gingerbread cookies have just had a bukkake sesh. I don't really know how else to explain that. I mean, 3 of them look almost vaguely like a gingerbread cookie. Like, in the shape, maybe 4. One of them's absolutely covered in cum, right? 4 of them look in the shape of gingerbread man. All woman, fuck off, right? So 4 of them are shaped like you would expect a gingerbread man cookie to be shaped. The rest of them are fucking random shapes that seem to have just been put on a bit of baking paper in a tray. And then, like I said, just bukkake'd over. Do you know what I mean? That's disgusting. Fucking vile. And I like gingerbread biscuits and cookies, but I ain't going to eat fucking, 3 loads of cum. Fucking just sprayed over them. That's not right. The icing the icing, it is, just for reference, it isn't cum. It is icing, but it looks like viscous cum. The icing is so just inconsistently spread on the cookies that you're like, no human's done that. No human. I'll tell you what, the only human I would expect that to have been made by is Michael J. Fox, because he's got Parkinson's. That is the distribution of the icing on those cookies is reminiscent of someone who has limited motor and function skills. I'm just saying. I'll do a couple more. Oh my God. Right. Someone here's tried to make homemade spring rolls. And sometimes I maybe over-exaggerate how bad they are, or over-exaggerate to the certain extent of what they kind of look like. These honestly look like a fucking charred penis. Not a human one. Not like a donkey or a horse, because they're way too small. This is like a charred lamb's cock. They don't resemble spring rolls at all. They look like just a hunk of penis. A small hunk of penis. This is literally something that you would get on a Bush Tucker trial on Celebrity Get Me Out of Here. You wouldn't bat an eyelid. That would be so overtly visually grotesque. You're like, oh, it must be a cock. It must be some animal's dick. Fucking hell. The whole concept of eating a fucking dick in front of the nation to get a gold star. Brilliant. Whoever came up with that first, just absolutely fantastic. Oh, and this is another spring roll. Now this one looks like a penis with severe genital warts. So this one looks like it's been fried to a certain degree. A lot of just spread warts all over the fucking place. It's not a great visual. Let's go for something else that isn't a fucking spring roll. Okay, so the next thing we'll do that as the final one. It's a clown cake I made for my roommate's party before he left to study abroad. Is it any wonder he fucking wants to go abroad? That is fucking rank. I've never seen John Wayne Gacy depicted in a cake before. But there you go. There you go. I fucking guarantee that cake is going to touch you inappropriately. 100%. It doesn't miss. Let's talk through it. Right, I feel like we should start at the feet. As, you know, we all know, you start at the feet. You go for the best thing first if you're Quentin Tarantino. The feet. Right. It's just two mounds of white. Someone's obviously got to the feet and thought, these don't look like feet. So I'm just going to sprinkle fucking dye, as in like coloured dye, not the word dye, onto the feet. So there's like blue, yellow and red just mixed in, fucking just like drops of it on the where the feet would be. And then you've got like the blue up to like the waist. I don't know what the fucking yellow bits are. I'm guessing the clown is like standing with its hands on its like mid chest, like this, but obviously lower because I can't get it on the camera. It's got a orange jacket on, really, really horrific smile. It's got like the Joker hair out of the Dark Knight, and it's got two eyes, two eyes, but has weirdly got three pupils. For some reason, the pupils are red also. So you got one blue eye with a red pupil, and you've got the same on the other side, but they've put an extra pupil in by mistake. I think it's just been a bit too they've just been a bit over exuberant with the pipette or whatever they use to drop the dye on the cake. The thing with cakes, right? The outside can look fucking shite, but they can still taste nice. But I wouldn't risk it with this cake. Honestly, I wouldn't even try and fucking go anywhere near it. The only place this is going is the bin. Because I don't trust that cake to not have the capability to sexually assault me. I'm just saying, that is horrific. And I do not want to be part of any of the schemes going through that cake's head. It's disgusting. Oh, Jesus! I need to fucking just chill out. My throat. Oh, well, I'll take you on a little bit of a culinary tour of, people who think they've produced something quite amazing, and in actual fact, it is absolute shit. Well, thank you for struggling through this episode with me. I do hope you enjoyed it. I do apologise. It's not an episode with Dan and Jordan. But I honestly didn't think my voice is going to make it through this podcast, let alone last until tonight to be able to do one live, which is always great. Having a shit voice live, that's cool. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate support, everyone watching, however you consume it. If you watch it live, or you watch it on demand, or you listen to it. I hope you're having a good day, whatever you're doing and wherever you are. And we'll see you in the next one. Up the APMA. Bye-bye for now.